Good
Hi.
afternoon, Kay.
How's it?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Cool.
Hmm.
Oh, what a nice breath. Who just joined?
Gwen.
Hello, Gwen. Oh,
Hi,
how are you,
Gwen.
Gwen?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are
thank
you
you.
doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Right, 3 o'clock. Where's everyone else? What's the most important outcome of the first session?
Get everybody to come back.
What's happened? Oh my gosh.
I think they're coming.
No, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are. It sounded like you guys had a great session yesterday afternoon. You'd carried on past 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think one of the sessions may have lasted a little bit longer, and the last one that was Leslie and Timothy felt a little bit rushed.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were really good.
Okay. I heard so.
Hmm.
What have you learned this week? What's been one of the biggest learnings?
I suppose outside of what you've been teaching us, that I'm capable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's important.
Yeah, I think I often walk around with this imposter syndrome. So it's nice to do the coaching, because then you can actually get some feedback, and yeah, and also just to see everybody's having their own like journeys and experiences, and a lot of us can really relate. You can relate a lot to other people's stories, which makes you feel not so alone, I guess.
Okay. So it breaks the isolation.
Yeah.
Cool. Hello, Leslie.
Hi, Dave. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Kevin.
Hello there.
Cool. No virtual background today.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Cleared up my building rubble, so I haven't bothered.
Okay.
Oh, and the cat looks like the happiest of us all.
It's nice when they go like that. Kind of.
Sitting in the sunshine. Yeah. Very happy cat.
Kiki,
Hi, everyone.
it's the red-eyed Jedi.
That was a good one, I'm telling you. How's everyone? I'm checking in. Happy, sunny. Hello. You look different, David. Did you get a haircut?
No, I had a shave.
Oh, is that it?
I was so frustrated last night with my hair and not shaving. I just went took the clip off.
Looks
It
terrific.
looks good.
It looks terrific.
Do you think so? I think I look like a duck because I haven't got an upper lip.
You don't look like a duck. You look great. No,
Very
Yeah,
distinct.
fabulous.
you look great.
Thank you. There was a lip gloss that that came out. I think it was in around 2000 or something. But if you put it on your lips, it puckered your lips. I'm sure you ladies know about it. No, it fills your lips up. And so
Sounds
this
dangerous.
on my lips, and all that happened is that my lip went out like that, and it looked like I had a beak. You know, it was good that this morning. So,
Botox, I'm sure.
all right, guys. So let's start. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the Introduction to Peer Recovery Specialist Training. Today we're going to be talking about certification and the way forward, and to recap on what you've learned and what the next steps are, if any. But how was the coaching yesterday afternoon? I've heard some great feedback. How was it for you all?
Some good
It was
stuff.
good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, quite powerful.
So Emma, when you say it was good, what does that mean for you? Because you've been doing this a while now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just thought that the group seemed to have a really sort of good concept of coaching techniques. I mean, I said to you earlier, I sort of assumed maybe they'd had some coaching experience in the past, because I was amazed that they could had that good a grip on it after just a couple of days. Yeah, they had a good idea of how to coach.
Oh, okay. So what have I forgotten to do?
Checking?
Check in. Sorry. Okay. So David, check in a little bit embarrassed. I'm not following my own instructions, but very grateful to see you all. I'm pleased we're at day 4, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So I check in with Joy. Okay.
Kay's checking in, feeling a bit of butterflies in my tummy, but really happy that the sun came out.
Okay. Gwen.
Hi. Very anxious today, but very glad to be here. And yeah, good. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Cool. Kevin.
Yeah, really pleased to be here. Not pleased it's day 4. I'm enjoying it, so I want more. So, but we'll see where that goes. Yeah, really happy. Really, I loved yesterday. So looking forward to today. Really, in a big way. In that.
Cool. Leslie.
Hi, I'm checking in. Happy to be here. Yeah, I'm sad as well that it's the last day. Yesterday it felt like things shifted and came together and opened up, and it was really amazing. And yeah, so anyway, but right now, right here, yay, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Cool. Kiki.
Hi, I'm checking in. Yeah, I'm excited for today. Also feeling a bit like I'm sure there's just so much more we could learn together. Yeah, some mixed feelings.
Cool. So how was the coaching? Let's go back to that. Let's hear from Leslie.
Okay. I thought it was really, really powerful. It was every session from the coach and the coached had like incredible moments where everything just shifted and changed, and it just went on this different path, a healing path. And yeah, the session I had with Emma, is it Emma?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just so grateful for that. It was very personal, and yeah, it felt like a huge aha, and that's the whole point of it. So it was very exciting. And the input as well from everybody else was quite profound. Thanks, Kevin, for yours, particularly when I was coached. Thank you.
Oh, Emma, how does that feel?
That feels good. Oh, that
Yeah.
feels good. Yeah. I was nervous. Yeah, but it went. It did go well in the end. So I was happy. It's nice feedback.
Okay. So it's about learning a skill so you can open a coaching practice where you can practice a skill of coaching. And the more that you practice, the better at it you get. Yeah. Kiki.
I wasn't on for the last session of the coaching. I left just a bit early,
Oh,
which I
that's right,
shouldn't
your
have.
birthday.
Yeah, I stuffed myself. I feel it today. I had too much sugar. Yeah, but I enjoyed our session. I enjoyed being Charlie, and I enjoyed the previous role play we did. Well, not really a role play. When you coached me, it was so weird because I was like getting coached on coaching, which was yeah, a lot of depth, and it's amazing how when you were chatting to me, I only realized actually after the call, oh my God, I got coached. I didn't even realize it. Yeah.
Okay. Great. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Kevin.
Yeah, I think the general theme here is I've been really surprised and pleased at the depth. You know that old saying, whoever shows up are the right people, and these are the right people is what I'm feeling. So good to be among them. Just love the coaching. I was I don't even know what the word is. It just felt so right. Yeah.
So Kevin, as we've been engaged, I'm feeling such a gentle vulnerability with you. Like it just feels so nice. Yeah, like when we were coaching yesterday, when you spoke about Dimitri, and now when you check in, there's such a courageous tenderness.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dave.
And I don't know if it's my story that I'm making up, but that's what I mean. It's bringing such a nice energy to the container. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Kay.
As I said to you earlier, it feels just with the practicing of the coaching, it really feels that you start to get an idea or feeling that you are capable, and I think that's been really wonderful. So thank you. Also loving the group.
Okay. So it's given you some confidence. Yeah. Okay. And have you guys got, so here's a quick quiz. Did you get role clarity of what a recovery coach is?
I think so.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what it is?
I think I'll start by saying what it isn't. So it's not somebody who has all the answers. It's holding a space of I don't know, but I'm here for you anyway. And it's a place of utter non-judgment. It's a place of deep listening. And it's the only advice I would say we give is about recovery capital. So pointed out if it's there, suggested if it's not. So acting as a doorway to other support systems and a really, I think I see the coach's primary job is holding the positive philosophical choice about the client and about the relationship of that they're well, they're full, they're complete, they're not broken. They are showing up as they in their fullness. and
Great.
mirroring.
I would support that. Kay?
I think the first thing that came to mind was being a listener, being a really good listener, and then being able to mirror back the feedback that you're getting from the clients to lead them to getting their own answers.
So the question is there clarity around the role? Yeah. So what a recovery coach is and what a recovery coach isn't. So we're not doctors, we're not therapists, we're not sponsors, we're not mentors, we're not, yeah. We offer coaching, yes, and we're not offering business coaching, life coaching, sports coaching, any of that type of coaching. We're offering recovery coaching. And then recovery coaching sits in the realm of wellness. Yeah? Okay. All right.
I thought you were asking the difference between recovery coaching and peer recovery specialist coaching.
Okay, great. So let's take that a bit deeper. So a peer recovery coach signposts a coachee to recovery capital resources, which is what Kevin said. Yeah. A professional recovery coach wouldn't do that as much. They're working with a different client, a client that's at a different stage. Okay. A lot of peer recovery specialist coaches would help point to people to maybe get like basic resources to start their journey. Housing, benefits, food, rehabs, places to go for detox. Which is an important definition. And the history of that is that our professional recovery coaching training was getting compared to what they were offering in the States as peer recovery specialists. And we offer so much more in the role of the professional recovery coach. And so we were comparing different beasts, yeah, and there was a lot of confusion. So we watered down, for want of the better word, the professional recovery coaching training to create the peer recovery specialist training. So that's the history of it. Okay. So let's just go through the presentation. Is it inappropriate me chewing nuts?
I was just wondering what you were chewing. Nuts, okay.
Yeah, peanuts. I've got a bag of mixed nuts here. Sorry. I'm still getting used to this whole way the world's working nowadays. What an adjustment. Okay, so we started off with that. We spoke about the culture. What cultures do we have? What are the 4 cultures we have?
The culture of recovery, the culture of addiction. Okay, that's 2.
Well done. What are the other 2?
The culture of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Culture and the culture of wellness.
Yes, or spirituality. So culture of learning, culture of addiction, culture of recovery, and we surround that all in a culture of spirituality. And spirituality is not religion, it's about spiritual principles. Honesty, open-mindedness, willingness, faith, trust, acceptance, forgiveness, gratitude, unconditional love, service, all those sort of things. Yeah? Okay. And then we spoke about Ubuntu, the spirit of Ubuntu. What was that again, very quickly? So for us, we leave no man, woman, or child behind. everyone comes along with us. Yeah. So the idea of this training and education is to get it out to everyone. And then I spoke about the story of the anthropologist that came to the African village to study African culture. And he said to the kids in the village, first one at that tree gets a bag of sweets. So the kids all held hands together and ran to the tree, and he was really surprised. He was taken aback by this. And then the kids said, well, why would we want to leave anyone behind? Yeah. And that's the different mindset that I want us to kind of consider when we're doing this work. Yeah. And then we spoke about what coaching is and isn't, and then we spoke about the platform. Right, let me stop this annotation. Sorry. Okay, then we spoke about the conversation. Yeah. Then we spoke about the continuums. And then yesterday we spoke about the system. Yeah. And the system being the client, yeah, the family, and then the workplace environment. Yeah. And how you as a coach sit in the center in an environment of crisis, chaos, and conflict. You identify who the client is, and then you have that coaching conversation with the client. Yeah. And then you see where they're going along the various continuums. And you're looking to create detachment, accountability, responsibility, and providing support. Yeah, and further on, if you guys carry on with the training, we go a lot deeper into all of this stuff. Okay. All right. Any questions? Cool. Now there's a certification path. And you guys are here and you've just done the 4-day webinar. Yeah. And you all coached or received coaching every day for an hour. I'm not going to mention the fact that you accidentally got cut off on Tuesday, but we're going to give you an hour. Yeah. And so what you've got is you've got 4 hours of theory and 4 hours of practical. Yeah. And it's the combination of both of those that creates a learning environment that helps you guys with the work. Would you agree? Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you learn?
Through doing, David.
Through doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And what did you realize through the doing?
It's tough.
It's tough. Okay. So it's not as easy as you thought it was.
Yeah, even though we have the formula, it's, yeah, I guess it's just what you were talking about, going from that, what's it, unconsciously, whatever, to the consciously incompetent, and then moving through that to the unconsciously competent. It's like, it's a big loop.
Okay. Great. So we want to be having the conversations there. Yeah. And by coaching each other and your peers, yeah, you can do that and get practice. Okay. So what we're looking to do, or what we've got is we've got this platform, the workplace platform, which has over 1,000 students on it, where all the modules are broken up into modules 1, 2, and 3. And you can take this work deeper and you can practice with peers. And to get registered for that platform for life is $10.
Wow.
Okay. So I hope that doesn't break your bank account. But
No, it's
basically,
great. Great
But
right
it-
now with the dollar being so low.
no, it's the other way around. The dollar's high, love. So
No.
that's all right. So what that does is it gives you access to the workplace platform, and that's how we track how our students are doing. Should they want to go on and become certified? Yeah. So to become a certified peer recovery specialist, you'll need to do an additional 12 hours of classroom. Yep, and an additional 12 hours of training. Yep. And there's a cost for that. That cost is $249. Okay, so you will join classes with Nikki Edwards, and you'll be taken through the theory, the practice, and then you'd be given assignments as well. And those assignments give us, as the facilitators, an understanding of how you guys are grasping this work. Does that make sense? Are there any questions?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so the $10 to join the platform, what do we do on the platform? We just hang out and practice coaching.
You can hang out, you can get access to the theory, you can get the knowledge, yeah, but the certification part is attending classrooms and supporting the facilitators that are training you, yeah.
Okay,
And
great. Thanks.
checking the work and making sure it's done. Okay.
Yeah.
So because we're SACWA accredited, yeah, and internationally accredited through the International Coaching Register, we get audited. And we've been audited to see the theory of our work, and also how we train students and track the progress of the students. Okay, so there's a lot of, the coaching industry isn't regulated. Yeah, anyone can call themselves a coach. And because of that, there's a lot of harm that can happen out there. Yeah. And so we want to bring credibility to the training and to the certification path, so that when people go out into the world and they can say, yes, I'm a pocket rehab certified coach, or I'm a UAC certified coach, or I'm a Gwen certified coach, or I'm a Calm Lion certified coach. Those are just the 4 coaching schools we got around the world. There's credibility to the training. Yeah. So I'm just so you know, I'm an accredited coactive coach. I did training in 2007 through the Coaches Training Institute, and that cost me about 100,000 Rand, yeah, to get this accreditation in the States, which was accredited by the ICF, the International Coaching Federation. And I knew I needed a piece of paper to go and get into to say I got a piece of paper that corporates would recognize. Yeah. And that cost me about it was like $8,000 or $12,000 at the time. I can't remember. Okay. And then in 2011 and 2012, I went and did a master's at WITS in business and executive coaching. And that cost me 120,000 Rand. And that was 4 5-day courses a year over 2 years. And it was really from doing that that I understood how the academic world is constructed. And from doing my master's was on the research and practice of recovery coaching. So this is where all this has come from. So the coaching accreditation is an important thing. However, the challenge is, because our program is very affordable, people can think it doesn't add credibility. So if we go the expensive route, yeah, which gives us so-called credibility to it, it excludes a whole lot of people that we want to serve. Is this making sense here? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because we need to remember that all this work is held in a trust, which is a public benefit organization. So the moral high ground that we need to look at this is how much of the public can we benefit with this? Does that make sense? Okay. So the next challenge is when you go out into communities that are really desperate and they get a training, a lot of people come and take the free training and then go off and go and harm the vulnerable people because they're desperate and vulnerable themselves. Is that making sense?
No, I don't. Say that again.
Okay.
Please, please.
When you offer something for free, yeah, in an environment that's filled with desperate people come along and they can take the knowledge and go and cause harm with other desperate people. So just to give you an example, a metaphor, somebody can become a priest, open up a church, and then perpetrate on the congregation. Did that make sense?
Yep.
So is the only barrier to prevent someone doing that what they paid for the course? Wouldn't
No.
somebody?
No, what I'm saying is that part of our certification process vets all the people that are coming through and receiving the training. That's what
So
I'm trying to get across.
Is there follow-up as well? Like, so if someone becomes a certified trainer, they have to check in with Pocket Rehab or UACT or whoever, or those organizations check in with them and kind of moderate it.
So the answer is yes. Yeah. And the reason for that is we're all on the same campus. Yeah. So on the same campus, we can talk about best practice. There's supervisors there. We get a taste of, we can see how people are doing. And for someone to get certified as a professional recovery coach, it is pretty rigorous. Yeah. So we've had over 1,000 students, but only 55 have received certification.
How many? Sorry?
55 that have actually jumped through all the hoops.
What are the criteria for eliminating people that the facilitators look for?
Well, it's not about eliminating them, but it's about for people to come to this level, you need to do a personal journal. You need to do an additional 28 hours.
Yeah, I'm aware of the requirements, but you said just now that what you were saying, the way I was understanding it is that there are ways of determining who is and isn't suitable to do the course.
Sorry, I've been misunderstood.
Okay, I misunderstood it. Sorry. Okay.
The requirements filter people out.
Okay. Okay, I understand now. Thank you. Sorry.
So at the bottom here, everyone says, yeah, I really want to do it. We need to do it. Yeah. But actually, yeah, it's that enthusiasm wavers and people drop off along the course. Kevin, you're a certified coach, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who are you certified with?
With ORSC and then ICF.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, the co-active sounds like a bargain compared to that path. You know, it's
okay. So tell us about your path.
So there are,
if you're okay with that,
there's 7 standalone modules, which are 2 or 3 day trainings spread out, usually 1 or 2 a year, depending on, because we have to bring people out from overseas at this stage to do the trainings. And then certification, then once you've completed all of those, you're allowed to apply for certification. And then certification is a 1-year program, mostly on Zoom, and meetings at least once, if not twice a week, Zoom meetings, either training or competency, and then 100 hours of client face time. So on top of the, the coaching during the training, you have to do an additional 100 hours during that year or within a time period. And that whole thing all told, I'm guessing a little bit because I'd spread the modules over a couple of years, but the certification is 200,000 odd rand, and then the modules probably 10 to 15,000 rand a piece. Yeah.
So you're talking about 350,000 rand.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a hell of an investment, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many people do you think can afford that?
They're very good at supporting Africa in particular and the developing countries, really very good. So there's many opportunities. How many can afford it? Not enough. Yeah. Bottom line, not enough. Yeah.
So when I looked at designing the school, yeah, because our training's designed along a similar sort of pattern. Yeah, so we select the theory, we teach the theory, we examine people, and then we certify them. You get certified amongst your peers and all that sort of stuff. Really want to kind of get as many people as possible to benefit from this. Yeah. Okay. So if people then come and become certified professional recovery coaches, they can then go off and become facilitators. Yeah. So like I've facilitated you guys, and then you become so you then can facilitate this training. And then when you become a certified professional recovery coach, you can facilitate that training. And while that's going on, you could also do the trainee recovery wellness program facilitator, which is an outpatient type of program, which we run at the clinic for our patients pre-rehab or post-rehab. Yeah, because that's really going to disrupt the treatment industry and to provide a lot more recovery capital to individuals and their families. And we've got extensive training around that, an extensive program around that. And at the end of all that, after you've got to 1,000 hours and you've submitted a portfolio of evidence, and you've shown where coaching has influenced a workplace engagement, you can call yourself a certified business coach. Yeah, because the way coaching works within organization and with teams, the exact same skills that you would have worked on in here is exactly what's needed in the corporate environment or the family environment. And would you concur with me, my esteemed colleague, Kevin?
I certainly would in terms of a family environment. I don't think all programs prepare people for system work, which is certainly what this does.
Oh, okay. Cool. So that's what I have to say about the certification path. Have we lost Kay?
I'm here.
Oh, cool. And Kiki?
Also there.
Okay, good. Sorry, I can't see on the screen. Any questions? Okay, any answers?
Oh, no, question. So how long on average does the whole process take from getting certified?
So it takes as long as it takes you. Takes as long as it takes you to attend the classes and to do the coaching hours. So Buddy, Dr. Buddy, he got to here. Oh shit! Sorry, he got to master coach from August to April, beginning of April, about 2 weeks ago. So how long is that?
Wow.
Okay.
About 8 months.
Okay, and he's been our fastest person to qualify, but he is an addiction fellow from Harvard, and he works in a substance abuse detox facility in Western Australia. So he's already very used to logging hours and writing reports and case notes and all that sort of stuff. So for somebody like him, he's already has a whole load of skills for doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Other people, I think our longest person to do it was 3 years. Yeah. And that person had a stint in rehab between he came onto the training, I think, in a way to avoid his own kind of addiction challenges, and then halfway through thought, shit, you know what, I better go and get some treatment, and then came
Very
out,
valuable research.
completed his training.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completed it.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Just one more question, David. In terms of the Pocket Rehab Certified Peer Recovery Coach, you said it's 12 hours of theory and 12 assignments. Are the assignments client-faced or?
So you get different homework each week, yeah? So one of the assignments is going out into your area and finding out what recovery capital is available to you.
Okay.
So you need to find a psychiatrist in the area that you trust.
Right.
You need to find a treatment facility, detox facility that you feel okay with. But and the reason that we're doing that is because Pocket Rehab has 100,000 users around the world, and if we refer those members to facilities, we want to know that that our coaches feel happy with them. The whole treatment industry went through a hell of an unethical time because people were being paid commission to get people into treatment.
Yeah.
And there's been some real unethical practice around people with mental health issues, and their families have been really impacted as well. So, like, for example, you can't advertise on Google anymore for treatment centers because it got so bad, the patient broking, that now in the States, and it only stopped last year, or was it just the year before? November the year before, it's called patient broking. Yeah, where the treatment center gives a kickback to the broker that got somebody into treatment. And so when somebody's being paid to refer someone to treatment and there's a commission incentive, it makes it all the more reason for that person to get that person into treatment. And it's really unethical. And there's a whole lot of treatment centers that have opened up that are unlicensed. And you can imagine when the family's in crisis and they just want help, they're going to believe what anyone says to them. So part of the assignments is to get you guys to behave in a professional and ethical way that we as an organization can trust and feel comfortable with. So, for example, you can't get a commission from a treatment center. Yeah. That if you refer someone in the network, yeah, you're doing it because like a social worker would or a doctor would, or, you know, that just like there's no kind of incentive for that. You do it because morally it's the right thing to do. Oh, that gets me really hooked and triggered every time. You know? I forgot what the question was. Am I talking too much?
No.
Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about, just very quickly, is our daily program that we have. Yeah. So we have a like our idea is to have the biggest kind of rehab in the world, where anyone's bedroom can be turned into a clinic. And the word clinic comes from French and it means place of bedside learning. So with technology and with our coaches and with all this sort of stuff, we could turn someone's home into a clinical environment. Okay, I mean, obviously, not in a lot of cases, and the reason we came up with this is Life Isidameni Hospital here in South Africa closed down and sent all their dual diagnosis patients out into the community, and 173 of those patients died of neglect. It was a human tragedy here. Yeah, and us at the clinic, Life Isidameni is in competition with us, if you like, but the right thing to do was to how can we, what's a solution to this? So the idea is with a coach and with our technology, that coach could go and visit that person in the area that they're in, have a video interview with the patient or the client and just get feedback. So this is really where the daily programs come up with. And what we do is we start every morning with breakfast with Paula. Now, Paula is one of our students who wanted to create a sober living environment, and her idea was to get a property, but of course that never happened. So she uses the platform, and we all connect at 7 o'clock in the morning as if we were all in rehab, sitting around a breakfast table and have a check-in. Yeah, Emma's a regular there. You can see by the smile on her face that the lunatics have taken over the asylum. But the whole thing with the treatment center is coaches that work within a treatment center's job is to maintain the culture of recovery within that treatment center. Yeah, and the patients do a lot of the work amongst themselves. Yeah, so we're in a treatment facility at the breakfast table, as you're interacting with your fellow patients. Yeah, there's a lot of the healing and learning that happens there. Does that make sense? So we have breakfast with Paula at 7 in the morning. And then at 8 o'clock, there's another group, which is a closed, intimate group called Pilgrimage. where people join for 40 days and they explore restoration of their soul for whatever that means for them. And one person takes it and facilitates that for 40 days, and there's a group. And then at 9 o'clock, we have mission of service or individual coaching. So people can go and do missions within community or whatever it is, or they can go and have individual sessions with a coach. Now, we used to have the Minds Alive 10 o'clock program, but that moved to 2 o'clock, and that still needs some work. But that's a school program for kids, yeah. And then I was thinking, like, you know, they've got collegial recovery in the States, and where families and their children get together and you start to create recovery capital around there. And then at 11 a.m., we have the recovery wellness groups, which I spoke about, becoming a recovery wellness facilitator. And that is basically a 21-day program that keeps repeating itself. Yeah. And the first week is about spiritual principles. The second week is the brain and the mind. And then the third week is community and growth. And then we go back to spiritual principles. Yeah. And that's where people have the opportunity to learn about the neuroscience, to reacting and responding, and to respond with spiritual principles, and to go off to communities that's going to support their own individual growth. Because a lot of people leave treatment and they go back to the environment, which is in a culture of addiction, so they then go back to relapse. And then we've got the revolving door syndrome, which is very good for a treatment center if you need to get people to come in for treatment. Yeah. Then 10 o'clock we have a lecture, and then 3 o'clock we have these webinars, and then at 5 o'clock it's peer support and any of these other online groups. So that's what our daily program has been structured, and that's what we're building on. And our aim is to have these running in the East, in Australia, yeah, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, Africa, Europe, and then onto the States. So that's what our strategy is going forward. And we've accelerated our strategy because of this COVID-19 stuff, because of all the social isolation now that's happening because people can't meet. So we're embracing this technology, and that's why we're acting fast. God, I feel like I spoke a lot there. I'm dribbling here. So I'm very proud of what we put together. Let me just say that. I'm incredibly proud of what we put together, the value that it offers, and the amount of good it can do in the world. I'm pretty impressed. So if anyone wants to nominate me for a Nobel Peace Prize, don't be shy.
Anytime.
Pardon?
Well done.
Anytime.
Anytime. Oh, Gwen's my favorite.
Anytime at all. I'd like to see a world where this work eventually becomes mandatory in medical schools and in teachers' training colleges, where so-called healers of... Have I been muted? Did you mute me?
No, we can hear you. We're listening.
I'd like to see this work being taken up and made mandatory in medical schools around the world, so that people in frontline responders to other medical emergencies are required to do this training, because they come out qualified as healers, and they know fuck nothing about this, which is a much, much, much bigger epidemic than any COVID-19. with many, many, many more fatalities than COVID-19. And I'm so proud of you and what you've put together that, yeah, this should have been this. That's what I would like to see. That's what I would like to see. Because this is just elementary. It should be absolutely an integral, mandatory part of anyone's education.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd just like to add. I mean, I'm on most of those sessions in the program on a daily basis, and have been there from early days. And it's been amazing to watch people join in and how it impacts their lives, and particularly during the virus, we're all on a lot of the sessions throughout the day, and we all it's a great comfort. We all support each other. We're all growing, spiritually, learning, and all really loving it. So I really recommend it to you all. It's been amazing for me personally speaking.
That's the thing about this training, about all the programs that David mentioned that he has drawn up and put together, is that it is a two-way empowerment program. All of them, they're designed and do enrich the student, the coaches, and the coachees. And to me, it's a no-brainer that it should be made a mandatory part of anybody who likes to call themselves, a doctor or a healer or a social worker or any frontline responsive job. Yeah. And one day eventually in schools, because this belongs in the education framework, the general education framework, as much as in the medical fraternity.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that. And yeah.
Thank you, Gwen. So just before we stop the live stream, our mission is to cure the world of addiction. And how do we do that? We do that by training people, empowering them, and treatment. And we create containers. Yeah. And that's our logo. Yeah. And you can see I've got a ring there that represents our 3 pillars. Okay. And the first thing we do is we have the conversation. Yeah. And the conversation is about listening. So hopefully that looks like some headphones. Yeah. And then we do the continuum, where somebody sees where they're going. Hopefully those look like glasses. Yeah. And then we talk about the system. Yeah. And then we talk about the 4Q model, which is later. And then we talk about creating the container. Sorry, I haven't drawn those symbols very well. But the reason we've got symbols like this is so the symbol can get translated into any language. Yeah. And so people can then talk about the symbol as opposed to having to get an understanding of the English language. Does that make sense? So we can easily translate, yeah, the copy like on Workplace, it automatically translates it into any language, our messaging, but also to sit down and talk about a symbol in your own language is a much better way of, is how we get people to understand what we're talking about here. So that is the end of the webinar for the public. We are now going to stop the stream and we are going to break out into groups and do some more coaching. So let's just check out of the stream. Yeah.
I must leave you at this point. Please excuse me. I have absolutely marveled at this past hour. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, Gwen.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Gwen. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Who wants to check out next?
I'll check out. Emma checking out with lots of gratitude. Yeah, feeling peaceful, stimulated.
Cool. Next.
I'm checking out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, checking out, feeling curious.
Cool. Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin checking out the word I used quite a lot recently, happy and curious, and some sense of fulfillment in the making out.
Cool. Leslie.
Yeah, I'm checking out, also curious. I want to know more, and peaceful and excited as well. What a new world we're entering. It's fantastic. Thank you. Okay.
Kiki.
Hey, Kiki, checking out. I feel a bit like, wow, I'm intrigued. Impressed by you guys. Well done, David, all that work. And just those symbols, you know, I do graphic design and I'm like, wow, it's so cool. And yeah, excited, I'm so curious. And I just wanted to ask, sorry, I'm checking out with this. So to carry on with the $10, where do we sign up for that?
So I'll send you a link, and you pay your $10, and then Nikki will add you to the platform, and then you can start straight away. You can do
Okay,
that today.
awesome.
Cool.
Cool,
So
thanks.
David, checking out of this webinar, very grateful. If you watched it right to this point, thank you very much. Get in touch with us at Pocket Rehab Coaching Network. If you want to sign up, you're welcome to. Thanks for watching.